Glad. Adjective. 1. Not before noun. Pleased. Happy. I passed the test. I'm so glad for you. She was glad when the meeting was over. Glad about something. He doesn't need the pills anymore. I'm glad about that. Glad to know, hear, see. I'm glad to hear you are feeling better. Glad that. I'm glad that you are feeling better. He was glad he'd come. I'm so glad that you are safe. Glad to do something. I'm glad to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. I've never been so glad to see anyone in my life. He talked so much that they were really glad to see the back of him when he left. Serrated entries. Happiness. 2. Grateful for something. Glad of something. She was very glad of her warm coat in the biting wind. I'd be glad of your help. Glad if. I'd be glad if you could help me. 3. Glad to do something. Very willing to do something. I'd be glad to lend you the money. If you'd like me to help you, I'd be only too glad to. 4. Only before noun. Old-fashioned. Bringing joy. Full of joy. Glad news. Tidings. They greeted each other with glad cries. Extra examples. I was quite glad of his help. I'm just glad it's all over. She was only too glad to escape them all. She was secretly glad of his company. The smell of the sea air makes you glad to be alive. We are glad for you both. What have I got to be glad about? He doesn't need the pills anymore. I'm glad about that. He was glad he'd come. I'd be glad if you could help me. She's absolutely fine, I'm glad to say.